Welcome back to you for another most special and most yummy update, my friends. So today we saw the bombshell news from Elon Musk revealing that Donald Trump hasn't released the Epstein files because he's on the Epstein file list. The crypto market immediately started taking a tumble after that because they're like, no, my heroes, Dad and Daddy are both fighting. That's what's been going on right here. Ethereum has been holding up quite well, friends. This is around Ethereum 24,500. We might have a little bit of a stab down. It could always happen, but we've been prepared for this. We're expecting some sort of sentiment reset anyway. I've actually got some explosive pDAI news for you today as well, friends. So Richard Hart made a long-winded fitness thread where he spoke about doing fitness and chin-ups and stuff out here. Now, in it, he makes this random comment. Maybe I should use straps or chalk. So he speaks in riddles. He does stuff like this. Now, this is just crazy. Shout out to my friend David who found this, Mr. David Marshall. And he's actually from Tbilisi in Georgia, right? Capital of Georgia, Tbilisi. So shout out to you, David. Bless your heart. Now, what is strap and chalk? You know, normally, friends, when you're training, right, chalk, football players put it on their hands. Helps you grip as well. Put chalk on your hands so you can hold the bar. Or you could use a strap. Maybe like holds your wrists and stuff. So it's topical to fitness. However, did you know MakerDAO, yes, the MakerDAO, have official names for strap and chalk? Oh my gosh. Look at this. What is the strap? Okay. In MakerDAO, the strap refers to a system for managing and distributing the Maker MKR tokens. And it's based on the user contribution to the Maker protocol for their decisions from the governance. And it's a mechanism for incentivizing participation to ensure the peg stability for pDAI. Very interesting. What is the chalk, though? The chalk refers to the method of creating or adjusting the stability fee for the multi-collateral DAI system. They call it MCD. So what is it? That is the decentralized lending platform that manages the DAI stablecoin. It's the mechanism for adjusting the price of the MKR governance token. So if you adjust the fee, the Maker protocol can influence the incentives for users to participate in the system and maintain the peg. Very interesting. Almost like if you had an unstable coin and you're thinking about a future where it is pegged, you might be contemplating whether or not, you want to put a high or a low yield to incentivize people to stay around. So it could be part of the fee switch. Almost thinking, friends, think back of Richard Hart thinking about a game theory for what yield do I hand out for Hex to get people in, right? It can't be too high and it can't be too low. That's why I've done a lovely post here for you. Do you like this little top hat emoji? I do. I think we deserve some pump music for that. Pretty cool, isn't it? So my nipples do remain pegged on that. Now I'm going to quickly cover some PulseChain activity that's happened today. You know, Bitcoin taking a tumble under 100K. Everything's pretty much just giving us a sea of red. What else can you really do during these moments of time? Just hoping and coping that, praying that everything just eventually recovers. I wouldn't have anything to worry about. I'm glad that it's happening faster. I'm sure you are too. So we're waiting for the business cycle to tick up, of course. Here is pDAI's price chart. Remember, we went back towards the caddy level here. And now we've just done a little bit of this stab down out here, just all these little volatility moves. I'm guessing the next move is going to be towards the Richard Hart and the Maria Glitter Pants level FUD. So that'll be up higher. Hopefully we get there and then we can continue the dream. There really haven't been any more developments and stuff out here. We've had a big sentiment reset. In other news of the day, Circle, friends, you saw they went pretty much, did their IPO. They're now on the stonk market officially. So yes, on one hand, it's good for adoption. On the other hand, just want to show you just how dirty this game is. So this is obviously the CEO. He literally looks like a bug himself. So this guy, friends, this gentleman named Jeff Dorman, he made a public crash out post. He goes, an open letter to Jeremy and Circle called F you. Truck you. Congrats on Circle. Hope you choke on your success. Almost forgot. Thanks for the note telling us how much we mean to you as customers. So in this post, pretty much he says Circle backstabbed them. He goes, I think they've been them as customers from the start. They thought they were going to give them IPO access deal to participate in the Circle IPO. They pretty much got next to nothing. They got like $100,000 allocation, something garbage. Very upset about that. What did Circle do instead? They gave ownership to Blackrock, 10%. They gave JP Mosquito, Goldman Slugs. Yeah, it all happened here. He revealed all of it. He actually does a tell all in this post. Remember, Circle backstabbed their crypto funder friends. So they are connecting Circle to the devil. Literally the devil, JP Mosquito, and the other investment banks. You know, to Roca Negra, Goldman Slugs, and the other deep state cockroach scum. And remember, so that guy, he's from Arca. So it's just funny how this all works out, right? Circle is CBDC government trash. Don't expect anything better from them. Jeremy looks like a bug himself. Decentralization is the future. PulseChain and pDAI is the future. USDC is a blacklist function, poison, tentacle on crypto. And friends, this worst part is Circle, you know what? This is the most offensive. They don't even own crypto. Do you know that? They don't even buy or anything. They have basically just a few $1 million of Bitcoin, nothing. What are you doing in the game then? You obviously know what they're doing, dude. It's CBDC, friends. I've known this from the start. I've been saying this from the start. They are the conduit for CBDC. I've been calling it since 2022, before even Roca Negra was involved. We all know it, man. So, you know, don't forget this, though. Also, one of you baby dolls in my telegrams, Mr. Question Asking Bear, he said to me, Swami, would you feel differently about the freezing of USDT or USDC belonging to actual criminals if they were like pedophiles? So I was asking a question, and I've responded eloquently for him, saying, look, when it comes to these, they're always legit at the start. The government always uses the power for good at the very, very, very start. They get a criminal. They get somebody who's illegal. They get somebody who's abusing people. Yeah, that's how it starts. That's not how it ends. It's a slippery slope every single time. Just like when they tax billionaires. Oh, we're only going to tax international people. No. Let's tax international people, then billionaires. No. Let's do 100 million net worth because you're pretty much rich anyway. Oh, let's drop it to 10 million. Oh, let's inflate everything heaps over the next 5 years. Oh, you know what? If you're a millionaire, you should be taxed. You shouldn't even deserve any of your money. That's what they start doing. They start pretty much going down that way. Friends, even in countries around the world, like for example in Australia, the superannuation is like horrible. You get tax on unrealized gains for your superannuation over $3 million, something ridiculous. And the government, politicians, they literally exempted themselves. Yeah, they actually wrote that in. They go, the people who are in like, you know, police commissioner or this state, this head of state, all these politicians, this law doesn't apply to us, only to you guys. And they literally just write it in. You can't do anything, friends. You literally can't do anything. Well, you can do something. You can. How are you losing? You're losing because your savings is in the traditional normie NPC fiat system. If you take your savings out and you hold crypto, BTC, hopefully you have a stablecoin pDAI. If you hold your money out there, they can't do anything. Yeah, it's outside the system. You see? And by the way, the more they try to push, friends, everybody's going to have a boat accident in Dubai, and they're going to fake their own death, pretty much just go over, fly to Dubai, and they're going to pay off 5% tax max and just go live there. Many people will do that. Right? So that's why a lot of these governments, they're cornered. That's why, friends, we don't have like a big lobby of crypto people saying, hey, government, please come and like us. No. First, you make the technology and you say, hey, there's no blacklist function on our technology. Whether you like this or not, there are routes around your ways. Okay, you can't make a loophole to get around this. Okay, this thing's too powerful. You can't stop people from learning 12 words in their head. Well, not yet anyway. In other news of the day, friends, the Matrix really don't want James Wynn to succeed in his leverage Bitcoin long, so they dropped a Donald Trump Epstein file bombshell. So James Wynn, friends, officially says, I closed my position, defeated, accepted, market makers 1, win 0. This was Elon Musk dropping the big bombshell, right? To drop the bomb that Donald Trump is part of Epstein files. This is Donald Trump pulls out the chair for Netanyahu once again. So pretty much, then now we get to see why. Why was Trump always like super close with Israel, saying, I love Israel, even Israel's the best. And we're like, that's weird. How'd you go from strong man to now you're like super submissive? That's why, because they've got a lot of dirt on him. Assad's got dirt on him. Just this honeypotting, politician stuff. Coconut Intelligence Agency does it. That's just the game. When you're involved in that game, that's pretty much what happens. Everything is pretty much, everyone's compromised over a certain amount of followers, right? Wow, this is the most insane thing. The Matrix is real. Yeah, man, it's wild, isn't it, sir? So this was James Wynn's other post, man. So it's comical, friends, because there's so much to learn from this, yeah? Just because you have a large amount of money doesn't mean you can't get wrecked and lose it all. Of course you can. And I want you to think about something. So when you are rich, when you do make a lot, you will make a lot. I want you to think about how you spend it. What do you invest in? What do you put it away in? You know, it doesn't matter what country you're in, friends. I do, as a non-financial advisor, just consider property somewhere. Please consider it. Because with property, you can't sell your property in 3 seconds and go join the ICO or rotate to another altcoin and lose it again. You can't do that. It takes time, you know, and if you really want, in the bear market, in the next crypto bear market, your property, you'll be able to go to the bank and borrow against it and use that if you really want to buy BTC, maybe 50% BTC, 50% ETH at the bottoms or something, right? You know, so let's say you might live in a country, maybe a unit over there, maybe it's 200,000, depending on some European country out here. Maybe you'll be able to like afford, if hopefully with your crypto winnings, when you do really well, just consider maybe you just want to get yourself like an apartment or unit or whatever. Maybe you lease it out as an investment. And then like in the bear market, if you really wanted, like in the next bear market, things are really low, you could borrow a bit against it. Just use that as collateral to go borrow it and then go buy your BTC. And it's just so you set yourself up for the future. Now, obviously in some countries around the world, the property is literally through the roof. So it's not easy to do that. So don't feel pressured. But I'm just saying, if you have the opportunity, it's just something to consider because it's illiquid. Yeah, it's safe. It's not going anywhere. And that's pretty much what you want to do. James Wynn. I tried to defeat him. I failed. I went up against the Bitcoin cabal. Nobody ever tried before me. Not at this level. God bless. So you're seeing all these messages out here. Back in the trenches. I need to make that 100 million back. What are we buying? Oh, man, this is comical just to see it, friends. Money isn't real. His P&L goes up to 100 million pretty much and then goes all the way down. My gosh, looks like an altcoin chart. All I have left is my Moonpig bag. What do I do? Well, there you go. So if you're buying Moonpig, this guy has to sell on you. So, you know, y'all chasing money. I've got more than you'll ever have. You know what they can't control and take away from us? Moonpig, the ultimate comeback with an entire community. That's him retweeting. I closed my position. Defeated, accepted. So, yeah. But for everyone, friends and family, I don't have Moonpig. I don't want Moonpig because, like, there's memes out here. Hope it does well. It's just, like, this guy just lost 100 million and he did sell it in large chunks. He sold like 600K of it in one click to go fund the leverage position. So how do you know he's going to put on another leverage position? Then you're like at stake every single time. That'll be annoying. Shout out to my friend Tangent. Bro couldn't just reduce the leverage to give the lick position more room to breathe. This is tragic. So yeah, and also shout out to Dr. Pandorum and also Chaztown. It was entertaining sign-up. Yeah, I hope it's a sign-up. I really hope it is. And even if we take some time to even think about it, I mean, like it is true. All he had to do was like just not have a liquidation 1.5% away. So something's going on, friends. It's just really weird how his liquidations was like, you know, oh, price is here. Oh, your liquidation like right under, man. Either he's really, really, really loaded, or it's also possible he made money in like non-family friendly ways. Because he was like one of the unicorn fluke shot winners of a non-family friendly way winner. Some people say scamming. I don't know. I don't have all the evidence, but Zach XBT said there's been some shady stuff. I don't know how much of the money is involved. That might be well because you know what I mean. You exploited people, but we don't know, right? Because he got into Pepe early, made 25 million off that, but you know, so we'll see. So I guess we got more roller coaster rides coming. Remember, friends, from Donald Trump. His tweet, the easiest way to save money in our budget is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and stuff out here. So they went back and forth with all of these. It's creating a lot of turmoil in the market. But we don't really care about that, do we? We don't. Like, it's just, you know, it's entertaining and psyops and everything out here. We're just waiting for that Ethereum, baby. We need Ethereum to do this shock move up. It's nicely forming this little flag. We are now in the month of June. Man, it's been like really, really, really rough. Continue, man. Like, come on, bro. Don't do this to me. Look at OTHERS-btc, dude. What the fuck is this, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on the 7th red month again. Did one of you guys cursed yourselves? Cursed all of us? One of you have done something. Friends, check your ancestral past lives or something. One of you is in the past life. I'm sure You were like, I don't know, Genghis Khan, or one of you could have actually been Hitler yourselves. I don't know. That's the only explanation I have for this type of level of cursing. What is this? Some of you have done some extreme genocide in your past lives. Get onto it. I don't know what you do to start removing this type of curse on us. So, man, wild, wild, wild. Nothing else to do but to buy and hold. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.